These are 5 tips to help you build better teams in Pokemon Hardcore Nuzlocke. A Nuzlocke is where you play through a Pokemon game, but with additional rules that limit encounters, prevent reviving Pokemon, set level caps, and restrict item usage. Tip number 1, use different teams for each battle, or at least for every major battle. You're gonna collect a ton of Pokemon during your Nuzlocke, and not every Pokemon is gonna be useful in each route, trainer battle, or gym. For example, when you're fighting a Fisherman trainer, you'll find the electric type Pokemon in your box more useful than your really strong grass. Rock type, I meant to say rock type Pokemon. When you fight a bug catcher trainer, then even a mediocre fire type Pokemon will be stronger than your epic dark type Crocodile. I mean, check out how badass this thing looks. Tip 2, plan your encounters so you have the best opportunities to get more optimal Pokemon and fill gaps in your roster. Consider which Pokemon are available on certain routes. That might help increase your chances of encountering an important Pokemon on a future route. For example, you don't yet have a fighting type Pokemon that you want for an upcoming normal type gym battle. You have 2 more encounters until that battle happens. Route A has a 25% chance to spawn Shuppet, 25% chance of Grimer, and 50% chance of Lotad. Route B has a 25% chance of Swinub, 25% of Makuhita, and a 50% chance of Lotad. Pause the video here and tell me which encounter you take first. That's right, if you go Route A and catch a Lotad, you have a much higher chance of catching the fighting type Mon, Makuhita, on Route B. Almost as high as my friends and I were when we decided that putting peanut butter on Pop-Tarts was a good idea. Tip 3, have Pokemon that are good pivots. Firstly, all Pokemon with type immunities are amazing. When you can predict which move your opponents will use, oftentimes you can pivot into a Pokemon with an immunity to take no damage on the switch. Here's the full list of all type immunities that you can use to your advantage. Secondly, any Pokemon with Intimidate is extremely strong. Pivoting like this means you're basically stapling a free move, Growl, onto any time you swap in that Pokemon. This mitigates your tempo loss when you're switching. It unfortunately doesn't mitigate the tempo loss you face when you're fighting against my Slugma nuts. Tip number 4, there are many unassuming Pokemon that can be extremely strong at different points in your Nuzlocke. Although you typically wouldn't consider these Pokemon for competitive play, they're extremely useful in these types of runs. Some examples include Pokemon that evolve early, such as Beedrill, Butterfree, Beautifly, and Dustox, to name a few. These are extremely useful for the first few gyms since they're bulky and can pack a punch early in the game. Pokemon that quickly get strong moves, such as Raticate with Hyper Fang, are extremely useful, or a Pokemon that has early access to Dragon Claw, which is really unlikely in regular runs, but I know some of you savages play randomizers. Pokemon with strong abilities such as Swift Swim, Intimidate as we mentioned before, or even Guts. In fact, an innocuous Pokemon such as Taillow with Guts was able to carry our friend Pokemon Challenges through a good portion of his insane Pokemon Emerald Kaizo Nuzlocke playthrough. Lastly, any weak Pokemon with a type advantage against a certain gym will be more useful than a stronger Mon that is type weak or even sometimes type neutral. So make sure you box your Fracture if you need to bring in that Rhydon. Tip number 5, make sure you have Pokemon that you're willing to sacrifice in particular battles. There are 2 types of Pokemon that you will sacrifice. The first type are Pokemon with Self-Destruct or Explosion that you know can one-shot an enemy Pokemon and you get a free swap. The other type are Pokemon that will fight with typical moves as best they can, but are unlikely to live and are somewhat disposable and often used just to get a free pivot into another Pokemon. And speaking of pivots, consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video if it was at all helpful. If you have another tip for Pokemon Nuzlocke challengers like myself, leave it in the comments below. We play Pokemon occasionally on our Twitch channel, link in the description below, such as the Hardcore Nuzlocke that we completed in this video of Pokemon Shining Pearl. Happy gaming, everyone.